Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Vibrant Forum. Tonight, we have a very special guest with us on the hot seat. And before we begin, I'd like to inform the audience that if you have any questions, you may please put it into the chat box, or you could message Anshuman so that we don't waste too much time at the end. Already, we are pretty short of time. So let me begin by saying that Simarpreet is a young, dynamic entrepreneur on a mission to create a better and a sustainable world for our future generations. He is the director of Hartek Group and founder at Hartek Solar, which sets up solar panels on rooftops across the country with a focus to convert every roof to a solar roof, generating power through a sustainable source. The company is among India's top 10 solar installers. He is also the founder of Hartek India, which manufactures high-quality, medium-voltage electrical panels and control relay panels used in all kinds of power infrastructure across the country. He was named in the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list, class of 2019, under the manufacturing and energy category. He has been awarded the Entrepreneur of the Year 2018 by SPJIMR Awards. Apart from that, he is also the youngest chairman of PhD Chambers Regional Committee of Power and Renewable Energy under the Punjab chapter. He has a deep passion and love for public speaking and constantly motivates the young generations to follow their dreams and adopt sustainable forms of energy. He is a regular guest faculty member at nationally reputed institutes of professional education like the Narsi Munji Institute of Management, Mumbai, the Indian Institute of Management, Amritsar, Punjab Engineering College, etc., etc. To reach a wider audience, he recently started his YouTube channel. He started a YouTube channel in the month of 2018, January 2018. Well, that's quite a bio, Simar. And how old are you again?
Thank you, Siddhant, for this lovely introduction. मैं आज आपसे I think मजाक कर रहा था. I think Forbes did a wonderful thing. मेरी age clear हो गई. नहीं तो I am 6'2" और मैं पहले मेरे को लगता था ये 35-40 साल का होगा. But last year this happened, so I think Forbes did a good thing for me. But I turned 30 in August. But thank you for the wonderful bio, and it's always a pleasure coming to Vibrant Forum. I'm a huge admirer of Vivek ji, the wonderful work which Anshuman and the team are doing. And it's always a pleasure coming to this platform and speaking my heart out to all the viewers.
Well, all I know is most youngsters my age are worried either about getting hitched or getting a stable job before 30. So that way, Simar, your accomplishments are truly praiseworthy. Now, coming to my questions. Tell us more about your background. How did you grow up, and what motivated you to start Hartek Solar?
So I think दोनों चीजें important है. Getting hitched and getting a stable income is दोनों ही important है. And I think it's very important how one balances that. Punjab से हैं, तो you know how Punjabi families are, the kind of pressures. But I think I'm a very firm believer in finding your passion and finding that one thing, that will take you ahead in life. Come from a very simple family here in Chandigarh, and I grew up in Chandigarh, was born in Chandigarh, really loved the city, and did my schooling here, did my engineering here, went down to do my MBA from SPJ in Bombay. That was one of a very, very instilling, I would say, a very game-changing experience to meet a lot of professionals, especially in Bombay. So I think that was the background. And when you specifically say about what inspired me for specifically Hartek Solar and the power sector, there were many small incidents, like there were back-to-back incidents almost 10 years back when I finished my engineering. But one incident, if I have to point out, which actually changed me and actually gave me that sort of a path that this is what I have to do, was my encounter or my visit when I met Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Saab. This was back in 2011. if I'm right. So 2011, yeah, roughly around that time. I think it was just a 2-minute conversation which I had, and I still, जब भी मैंने उनके हाथ जब मिलाया, I still get goosebumps when I actually narrate this. And he was of course addressing to 5-6 people. उनके आसपास पूरा घेरा लगा के हम सारे. He was, he was about to speak and give a keynote at our college, and उससे पहले, and there were two things that stood out. What he said was, one was that every home, every house should get sustainable water, sustainable energy. And the second thing which he emphasized, that let's all truly build India as a happy nation. सिद्धांत, उस टाइम पे आपको समझ नहीं आती है ये क्या बोल रहे हैं. आपको इतना पता है कि यार जो आपके सामने खड़ा आदमी ये बहुत बड़ा लेजेंड है, राइट. उनकी एनर्जी, मतलब वो हाथ जो मिलाया मेरे अभी भी इतना फ्रेश है मेरे दिमाग में. But as they say, that you cannot connect the dots looking, forward. But जब आप पीछे देखते हो, you can connect. I think that was the inspiration. And he mentions this in his book, Vision 2020, India 2020, Wings of Fire. He mentions in this book that हर घर को sustainable energy, sustainable पानी मिलना चाहिए. And the thing that actually pushed me, off the cliff, Siddhant, was that जितने भी startups बने हैं 10 साल में, सारे ही आपकी wants पे बने हैं. खाना खाना आपकी नीड है, ऑनलाइन खाना मंगाना आपकी वांट है. कपड़े डालना आपकी नीड है, ऑनलाइन कपड़े मंगाना आपकी वांट है. There were no organizations working on basic needs, which is electricity. The fact of the matter is 140 करोड़ की आबादी है, 30 करोड़ के पास still अभी 100% इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं है. Still जब हम 20 most polluted countries, cities की बात करते हैं पूरी दुनिया में, इंडिया में से 16 वो cities आती हैं. Who's solving these basic problems? 70 करोड़ के पास clean drinking water नहीं है. So I think it was a combination of a lot of things that happened, and that changed me. I was very clear back about almost 8 years back that this is where I want to spend my life in. I believe, Siddhant, to do one thing in life, right? When you think of a pizza, you don't go to McDonald's. When you think of a burger, you don't go to Pizza Hut, right? If you think globally, companies which have focused on one problem, one product, have become Fortune 500 global companies. So I thought that, life एक है, तो एक life में एक ही पहाड़ एक बार में चले. And I feel sustainable energy की problem बहुत important थी. So ये ऐसे start हुआ Hartek Solar. And today the love, the support that has been given across the country is just amazing. So if you ask me, that one thing was Kalam Sahab, and he's as, I don't think he's, I don't use the word late Dr. Abdul Kalam. I think he's omnipresent. What he's done for Bharat, what he's done for this country, no one can do that.
No, you're absolutely correct that way, in the sense that I can feel the passion in your voice. And that is really inspiring. And in fact, your capitalism is not just pure capitalism, it's a capitalism with purpose. And I feel if more companies would follow the path which you have shown and which you are continuing to show, I'm sure the day is not far when India will be a superpower, according to the Abdul Kalam ji. So my next question to you, and which is, again, I was discussing with you this morning, and something which is very close to my heart as well, is although you are on the Forbes 30 and the 30 Asia list, which is in itself an achievement and very cool, and in fact, the envy of many. Unfortunately, on the other end of the spectrum, we have Chandigarh, our hometown, which is 30th on the ease of doing business list. And if I'm correct, it's at the bottom of the ladder in the entire country. So what do you think we can do to improve this ranking? And do you have any suggestions for the local administration? And how do we balance, as in one of the panelists was talking about heritage of the city, how do we balance the needs of the economy and the fact that there are millions of people who are out of jobs and the GDP is at an all-time low? And
I think Siddhant,
I think there is some connectivity issues. So I think the question that Siddhant sir was asking was that how can we improve the ease of doing business in Chandigarh? So what would you say to that, sir?
Yeah, so there are a couple of things. पहली बात जब हम बोलते हैं administration को क्या suggestion है, पहली बात let's understand that administration is we people, right? There are all people on the other side of the desk, right, who's sitting. We have great administrators who are part of vibrant community also. So, when we talk about this problems, right? When we talk about ease of business, when we talk about what is the fundamental reason behind this? The fundamental reason behind this is leadership, right? अगर हम अपने मतलब एक सिंपल सी बात बता देता हूँ, अंशुमन and Siddhant also जब ये बात पूछी, when you go deeper into it, जब आप 100 लोगों को आज बुला लो, इकट्ठा कर लो और उनको आप बोलिए कि ये काम करना है, कौन जिम्मेवारी लेगा? There is a very good clipping that who wants change? Everybody says हाथ खड़ा करते हैं. Who wants to change? Nobody wants to change. It is a fundamental problem that our upbringing. ये अगर देखें, this is the third generation post independence of this country. हमारी अगर देखें तो third or fourth generation भी अब आ गई है. It is to do with leadership. Ease of business is a mindset. Right? Why today when we talk about Silicon Valley, we glorify that. We say that बहुत आसान है काम करना, because of fact है. I think the only point here we need to understand, and which Siddhant beautifully pointed out, is when you talk about capitalism, I think everybody in the ecosystem, not only the bureaucrats, but everybody, you, me, all of us, have to understand that fundamentally what needs to be done. What enterprises have to come in the ecosystem to actually take the country forward. Okay, Anshuman, यहाँ पे मैं ना एक स्टोरी हमेशा बताता हूँ कि जब मैं जापान गया था आज से 6 साल पहले, वहां पे ना मैंने पूछा कि why Japan is where it is today in the world, and that person answered a very beautiful thing. He said that the difference between you and between us and the rest of the world. He didn't mention India or US or China. He said that you guys work firstly for yourself, then for the company, then for the country. And here in Japan, it's completely opposite. We work for the country first, we work for a company second, and the fundamental point here to understand is that all the ecosystem that is being built or the businesses are we adding value to the ecosystem. So I think when we say ease of business, we need to understand things. One, understand and come together as leadership. That business is not about making money. Business is about also ensuring that we all get ahead and add value to the country. And my second, I'm not a bureaucrat, right? I am an entrepreneur. I understand building things. I understand solving a problem which is sustainable energy. मेरे को इतनी बात समझ आती है कि अगर ऐसे ही चलता रहा, जो क्लाइमेट चेंज पे हो रहा है, जो भी चीजें चलता रहा, आई डोंट थिंक सो दैट 20 साल के बाद ये जो हम बात कर रहे हैं इवन सस्टेन. So my only point is we need to also understand the underlying issues and try to address that. It's not a very easy situation, but I think मुझे जितना भी मैंने एक्सपीरियंस किया है, I think very transparent and very honest, and I think we are spread across the country. And I've been very, very transparent, and our organization I think has been very honest and transparent. Guys, this is the problem. This is what we're facing, and these are the best practices. What Siddhant also asked, I think we also need to learn competition, healthy competition. अगर कोई दूसरी state बढ़िया काम कर रही है, and I feel I have given a lot of suggestions to many of our bureaucrats and our administration, which is always very good receiving, बड़ा positively लेते हैं. So I think these are things which I wanted to broadly touch base.
Okay. Siddhant sir, can you hear us?
Yes. Sorry, there was a technical issue, so I missed most of it, but I'm sure I'll catch up with you on those suggestions.
So we can take up one more question, sir. We can take up one more question. What to you?
Right. So I think a very important question would be that you are definitely a role model for all budding entrepreneurs. What is your secret to success at such a young age? If you could please share with our audience today.
I think the first secret of success is not to consider as a role model, not to think very highly about yourself. That is the first secret of success. Log Siddhant bolte hain how to handle failure, but I think more important is how to handle success is more important than how to handle failure. Having said that, there is no secret here. You get up in the morning and you do work. So I think the only success and only secret to success is execute. That's about it. बातें करके कुछ नहीं होने वाला. People say नुक्कड़ में बात करते हैं जी ये आइडिया था वो आइडिया था. End of story. आइडिया को execute करिए, प्रोडक्ट को execute करिए. The God lies, respect lies in execution. My message to all budding entrepreneurs, which I जितने भी मैनेजर्स हैं, प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, इंटरप्रेन्योर्स, आई वाज रीडिंग योर बायो रीडिंग इंटरप्रेन्योर, व्हिच इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, and I feel that this country would be built by entrepreneurs. There is so much emphasis on entrepreneurs and business leaders, Ultimately, let's understand that organizations are built by managers and professionals who have to understand and take the vision forward. So I think my only secret, or I don't know whether it is secret or not, it is stay focused, solve one problem at a time. मुझे सिद्धांत ऐसे लगता है that लोग 10-15 चीजें एक बार में पकड़ लेते हैं. It should not be there. Solve one problem. And lastly, सिद्धांत, मैं हर फोरम पे बात बोलता हूँ, अगर आप पैसे के लिए बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं तो मत कीजिए. There are chances that if you are in a stable job, you'll be more financially successful than starting a business. Chances are more. So if it is only for the money, don't do it. That's about it. ये मेरे 3 चीजें हैं. And execute. That's it. Don't talk, just execute.
I'm really glad that you said that, because these are the same views which my parents keep telling me. And although I have a habit of jumping from one thing to the other, but I think I'm going to follow that really strictly in my life as well. So, and I open the floor to questions from the audience. I don't know if we have time or not, since we've been cut short. But if any of our panelists or viewers would like to ask a question, if you have the time, and if not, then Simar, it was truly a pleasure talking to you, and we thank everyone for joining in this Saturday evening. And now I hand over to Anshuman.
Right. So thank you so much, sir. Simar, sir, it is always a pleasure to have you on the forum. And if you have just a couple of minutes, sir, I would just like to ask you one question, time permitting. Yeah, sure. So one question is that, being the director of one of the biggest sustainable companies in India, I would want to ask you that how can we encourage other people to get into sustainable businesses? Like you said, that people are solving problems that are our wants, not our needs. If you look at IPL today, Cred, and all the big companies that are sponsoring, and the big companies of India, they are all solving the problems that are our wants and not needs. So how can we encourage people to build more sustainable businesses?
Anshuman, whenever I see you, whenever I hear you, it's always a pleasure. You know, I'm seeing your growth day by day. It's just amazing. यार अंशुमन, क्यों करना है यार लोगों को मोटिवेट? क्यों करना है इंस्पायर? If people can't get inspired, considering that the entire world जो climate change पे हो रहा है, if people can't get inspired, just seeing the figures of what is happening to this climate, to our nation, to our universe. If people cannot understand the fact that 20 most polluted cities in the world में से 16 cities India में से आती है, why do we have to motivate? I don't believe in external motivation. I believe in internal motivation. And क्यों करना है यार मोटिवेट? मैं अपनी बात बता सकता हूँ. मुझे पता है क्या अंशुमन मोटिवेट करती है. आज से 20 साल के बाद या 30 साल के बाद 2050-60 में अगर जिंदा रहे तब तक मुझे ये चीज मोटिवेट करती है कि हमारे पोते या बच्चे हमको ये बोलेंगे कि जब आपको पता लग रहा था कि दुनिया खत्म होने वाली है, इतना खराब चल रहा, तो आपने क्या किया? मेरे को नींद नहीं आती यार इस बात से. So I can't motivate यार. मतलब I don't consider myself as, I don't believe in external motivation. Just to tell you right there, I can't. For people to decide here what path do we want to do. I'm not against the business model of wants. What Kunal is doing for Creed and other people, it's fantastic. It is their mission. It is their problem solving. I feel that there are needs. उस पे काम होना चाहिए. और यार एक्सटर्नल मोटिवेशन किसको चाहिए? And it is all about यहाँ से आना चाहिए, और जो जिनके आएगा, इट्स ऑल मुझे तो ये चीज मोटिवेट करती है यार कि मेरे पास जॉब होना चाहिए 20 साल के बाद, अपने बच्चों को या अपने कोलीग्स को, जो हमारे जूनियर्स होंगे, आपको, मेरे को, सबको, वी आर आंसरेबल टू द फ्यूचर जनरेशंस.
Right, that's very true, sir, and I agree with it that intrinsic motivation is the best thing that can happen to an entrepreneur, and that's what makes passionate entrepreneurs in this world. So thank you so much, Simar sir and Siddhant sir. It has been a pleasure to be in conversation with you, and we have had a great lineup.